Don't want to get taken down. What's up, everyone? You already know who it is. It's Jeremy Majors with Majors Academy Dog Training out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. And we are live. I just wanted to go live randomly, just because. I don't really know what we're going to talk about, but anybody watching, feel free to ask questions. We can talk about anything you like. Anything you like. I just wanted to connect with you guys. Well, freak it. Let's just talk about separation anxiety. Might as well break down something. You know what I'm saying? Okay, separation anxiety. The anxiousness from being that is stemmed from being away from someone or another dog. Separation anxiety usually looks like your dog tearing up stuff in the house after you leave, or there's extreme cases where I've had dogs chew through walls, doors, obviously crates of all kinds, be able to get out and chew through those things. And the whining and the barking when you're gone. Say you live in an apartment, this video is for you. If you live in an apartment, or if you live in it doesn't matter about the apartment, but a lot of people don't want their dog to be whining and barking if they live in an apartment, because they don't want to be bothering their neighbors. So this video is for you. Any kind of separation anxiety. I'm going to tell you guys what I do with dogs that come to me. And for the first time, a lot of these dogs are separate from the owners for the first time, from years and years and years. So I've seen the whole spectrum of separation anxiety. I deal with it very, very closely. So anyway, happy Thirsty Thursdays to all you guys out there watching. This is what I'm drinking. I hope you guys are drinking something good too. Okay. All right. So first things first, let's just talk about when you bring home a puppy and then when you bring home a rescue. Let's just go with rescue first. If you bring home a rescue, no matter what age that dog is, you should put the dog in the crate. The crate is a training tool, but it also is a place where the dog can learn to be comfortable and safe one day outside of your crate. The goal is obviously to get rid of the crate ASAP, but when you bring home a rescue dog, do not allow it to have free roam of your house. When it is out of the crate, put a leash on the dog, or let it be in the crate and learn how to teach the dog how to be calm in the crate. It's a super good long-term skill to have. It's gonna really be your defense should any separation anxiety want to come out. So let your dog earn the freedom of free roam of your house, especially if you're just bringing home a dog. You don't know the dog. The dog doesn't know you. And sometimes what the daggum rescues tell you and the foster and the shelters tell you is you might get a different dog when you get to the house. You might have a different dog. You might have a different dog a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. So again, when you're getting to know your dog, you don't want to, or you want to make sure that you guys are getting to know each other too and taking your time. You're not freaking just allowing the dog to free roam, jump all over the couch, the bed, hump your whoever. It's like that's Those are the most calls that I see. Dog get a rescue. They didn't necessarily get the dog that they, or if they knew that the dog had these issues, they wouldn't even have got the dog. But I want to show you guys, or just kind of talk about how to prevent those issues. So again, the crate is a safe space, a place of relaxation. You sometimes do have to force, I don't really care about what that sounds like. Um, you will have to force your dog to like the crate. Um, because it's just like a kid who doesn't want to nap, but is visibly tired, mentally tired. I mean, just you can see that they need something they don't want. And that's probably that plays a big, that's a big deal when it comes to raising dogs. Are you willing to prioritize needs over wants? Even if that means they don't want to go through, or even if they don't want to do that need or fulfill that need, we have to fulfill it for them. We're their parents. We take care of them. No child has no choice of going to get educated or not. I mean, I guess you can probably find some children that do that, but in large part, we ain't giving children. We're forcing them to go to. We're forcing them to go to school. We're forcing them to do these things, and so we have to implement that same mentality with dogs. Some dogs need to be forced into relaxation to realize how beneficial it is for them, and they don't even have to realize it. Who cares if they ever like it? They should get certain things because they need it. I'm a big proponent of a lot of rest. I'm a big proponent of a lot of rest. Um, and that doesn't mean my dogs are in the crate 24/7 at all. But that does mean sometimes I need a damn break from them. And it's okay. We should normalize that. Sometimes if you just wanna you've you've taken care of your dog's needs, you don't want the dog in your face, go put it in the crate. Because if you allow your dog to follow you everywhere, then you develop that codependency issue that creates that anxiety. Codependency and anxiety, separation anxiety, are very closely linked. Um, so, excuse me, just took a drink. So, you bring your dog home. First thing I do with all dogs, no matter what, I take them for a long walk, get them nice and mentally, physically stimulated. I put them in the backyard, I show them in the backyard, let them go pee and poop. First thing, and when we go in the house, they're going right in the crate. They're going right in the crate. I mean, I've had too many dogs, guys. It's this the nuance, the honeymoon phase. I don't have that with dogs. Okay, so I maybe call me cold, whatever, but listen, if you want to make sure and ensure success, listen up. You take the dog on a long walk, put the dog in the backyard, let him go pee and poop. If the dog's hungry, feed him. But again, after that, and I feed him in the crate, by the way. After that, put him in the crate, get the dog to chill out in the crate. You're setting the tone for the boundaries of your household. It's so beneficial for the dog and you. It's so beneficial for the dog because you're taking control of a situation that is so questionable to dogs. What is this? Who is this? Who are you? Where am I at? It's all new. So if we take advantage of, not advantage, but if we really are proactive on setting the tone and making sure that the dog knows that there are going to be boundaries, because there's security that comes with boundaries. There's comfort, there's confidence, all in that, all in those boundaries. So remember that you want a calm, confident dog, not a hyper insecure dog. Those are very inconvenient type dogs to live with, and dangerous dogs too. So calm and confident, right? They gotta have someone that is willing to tell them no in their life and mean it and be consistent about who you are. The dog needs to see who you are. And if you can't be their answer, they're gonna do it themselves. And that looks like barking, jumping, door charging, leash pulling, nonstop marking and peeing. All those things suggest that a dog is just allowed and okay with being in control of its life. And a lot of people think that they're doing good by their dog by allowing them to just do what they want. But again, as a result, you end up raising a very immature, insecure dog. Those are the dogs that I work with. It's like the 30-year-old in mama's basement. If parents don't kick the daggum kid out, he's not confident, he's codependent, and he's an insecure little. I shouldn't say he. I guess there are girls that do that. I don't know. But the guys that in my experience in my life, there's been guys who are just losers because they're unwilling or haven't had that push. So sometimes, again, guys, it is about loving and receptive, but it's also about taking space and allowing your dog to respect that he can't get what he wants when he wants it every time. He must also take you into account, and you gotta kind of force him to do that too. You gotta kind of you know. Here's another command. There's a lot of commands out there: place command, sit command, down command, come command, on in your crate, uh, whatever. Here's the one that we need to normalize, and it is leave me alone, go lay down, get out my face. I'm super annoyed. Leave me alone. It is okay. You're not a bad person if you do that to your dog. It's super beneficial for both you and your dog. You can actually get your dog to listen to you, and your dog actually starts to develop confidence in itself instead of being a leech, insecure dog that has to follow you around the house and has to be underneath your feet all the time. Don't give in to that because it's cute. Um, don't give in to that because it's endearing. And first time dog owners, it's going to be tough for you because you want to love that dog. But remember that responsibility and duty to the betterment of your dog is going to trump how you move through love. You just want to cuddle and you just want to pet. Um, those are stuffed animals that won't be that won't lose out on life because you can't control your own emotions when it comes to that dog. When it comes to your dog, all the decisions you make is based on short-term feelings, short-term satisfaction. So first-time dog owners have to remember that you're educating something. a being, and it's not about cuddles and all that. That stuff can come, but the most important thing is that the dog understands what the rules are in your house. So, separation anxiety. You bring the dog home. You've taken the dog on the walk. You've taken the dog on a walk. You have put the dog in the backyard so it's peed and pooped. Now, you put that dog in the crate. Put the dog in the crate right away. Let him rest. Let him decompress. Let him know, again, that right away, this is your house and you have rules and freedom is earned. Instead of, here's what a lot of people do. Bring their dog home, let them free roam, find out that they're just absolutely terrible and they out tearing up their stuff and going through the garbage and that. And now you want to put the dog in the crate. But I say put the dog in the crate first because it's a lot different. Even for people that are moving from house to house, this is the same protocol that you want to do, and to ensure that your dog doesn't stress the hell out during the move. So you put the dog in the crate, and you tell everyone in the house to ignore the dog while it's in the crate. Ignore the daggum dog while it's in the crate. Do not play with the dog. Don't make him excited. Don't give him treats. Just the only things that you need to be doing to your dog is making sure the dog's not standing up in the crate, making sure he's in a sit or a down. And you may not have those skills just yet, but you can do so. I mean, you can develop those skills. So you put the dog in the sit. Why do you do that? Why don't you let the dog stand? Well, because that is the first indication of a dog who would experience separation anxiety, but also try and see if there's a weak spot in that crate that it could get out. So don't allow the dog to even stand up, because it's surely coming from a place of anxiety, and you got to address that issue before he starts to bark, whine, and drool and whatever. So don't even let the dog stand up. Put the dog in the sit. Again, the dog is tired mentally and physically because you've already taken it on a walk. It's already went pee and poop, and you may have put food down or not. I don't know, whatever. But you know the dog's needs are met. And so you now can make the dog relax. It's very beneficial to do so. I don't care about that word force. I don't care about that word make. I don't care how it sounds. I'm telling you the quickest way to get your dog to become comfortable in your space and have that transition from being in the shelter versus being in your home very smooth. Because I have to do it every single time, every single month. 3 new dogs at the least come into my space. Some of them have separation anxiety. All of them have separation anxiety. Some of them have severe separation anxiety, but all of them are anxious when they get there. It's a new place. It's a new person, so I'm experiencing that every single time that I bring a dog in. And again, the first thing that I always rely on is exercise, because exercise is actually the definition of exercise. Actually, is the meaning of the like exorcism of anxiety. Exercise means the release of anxiety. So we got to make sure our animals, our young dogs, our puppies, got to make sure that they're exercised if you want them not to tear up stuff. So you put them in a crate, you put them in a sit, and let's say you walk away. Once they're in the sit, once that butt hits the ground, Don't necessarily give him a good boy. You can say thank you, but don't make him excited. Too many dogs are trained when they hear good boy, it's automatic. I get a treat and I get to do what I want, which brings them back to that needy state. And so put them in a crate, you put them in a sit, and you kind of say good or just good boy, just a little something. And then you just kind of walk away. That dog gets back up, washing over your shoulder. You got to go back, put the dog back in a sit or a down. Obviously, again, if the dog is new to you, it may not know that. So you may have to um, teach that. But if your dog, let's just say he's a huge barker, huge whiner, then you may want to go ahead and get a bark collar right away. All right, because bark collars will help them relax as well. But plus, it'll also help you sleep too. So, um, so again, dog has got to have something to do to occupy its mind in the crate to make sure it gets back to being relaxed quickly. Um, and then you walk around the house, you do what you do. Give the dog some time inside the crate every single day, just like that. It's important, especially the first week or so. Um, you know, you take the dog, you get the dog some exercise, and get put him up for a nap, just like a child. You know, um, the dog has to know that whining and barking does not work for them. They're trying. It is a means to an end to whine, bark, uh, tear out of the crate, this and that, whatever. It's sort of a means to an end. So they need to know that it won't work for them, and you'll have to guide them through it on one hand, or you'll have to allow them space enough to really figure that out on their own as well. All right. So that's kind of the first thing that I would do when working with anxiety, separation anxiety. Second thing is very important is when you let that dog out of the crate, do not let that dog bolt out of the crate. I'm going to repeat that. When you go to let your dog out of the crate, do not allow that dog to bolt out of the crate when you open that door. Open that door up 2 inches. The dog may lunge for it because maybe it's most likely assumed that it can come out as soon as you freaking open the door. Don't let that happen. This is how you're going to help fix anxiety. Okay? Open that door like this much. And then close it right away. I mean, anticipate that this dog is going to go boom as soon as you open that crate door. And then when it gets a door in its face like that, it may step back and go, whoa. At that very moment, you tell the dog to sit. Hopefully it knows what sit means. If it knows what sit means, chances are it's going to freaking sit. But you want crate obedience. When you open that door, your dog should sit and look at you. That's going to take some time. You're going to have to be patient. So make sure you got some time to do it. But you open that crate 2 inches, you close it, sit, and just look at the dog right in his eyes. If it doesn't, it's still at the door, you say sit, and it'll go. I'm not talking to you. And so you want to get that dog to sit, and ideally, the dog goes up and look at you right in the eye, and be like, "Okay, well then, what do you want?" And you go, "That's all I wanted. Thank you." That again is going to take away that need to get out. There's so many dogs that as soon as you open that crate, it's I gotta get out, I gotta get out, I gotta get out. It's such a release. If it's extreme, you put the leash on the dog right away after you've let the dog out, after it's been calm, you let the dog out of the crate, and then you put the dog in the sit again. As soon as he's outside of the crate, you put the dog in the sit and you wait for 10 seconds. and then allow the dog to at least hold that sit for 5 seconds. What you're telling the dog that is that this is not a big deal. You need to be calm. I'm not going to give in to your obsessive behavior to get out of the crate. So that's probably the second most important thing. You make that dog wait in the crate. I've got tons of videos on YouTube on how to do this, but you open that crate door, you should be able to open that crate door fully and that dog go like that. Just sit down and goes. And then you let the dog out. All right. Don't let that dog bolt out of the crate because you are giving in to anxiety. And do not make it a priority either. This goes for dogs that are in the crate or out the crate. When you come home, that dog should be ignored or told to go lay down or quiet for the first 10 minutes. You don't want your dog all up in your face or super excited because you're giving in to that needy behavior. You're letting the dog know that it was a big deal that I was gone and I'm so happy to see you. Which, again, it's fine that you're happy. That's a cool emotion. But at the same time, you got to be conscious of what kind of dog you're reinforcing. If you want a calm dog, if you need a calm dog when guests come over, you got to do that. You got to do that. So you come home, dog's in the crate, and you can hear that daggum tail just going pow, 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 pow against the daggum crate. And first thing I would do is go over right to that crate and go sit. And I'd stay there until that dog sat. And when he sits, I'll say stay and I'll walk away. And then I'll continue to do my thing, unpack my bags, get the groceries out. I'm waiting until I don't hear that dog. Once I don't hear that dog, he can get what he wants. So I'm really telling him that, hey, all you got to do is be calm, cool, and collected, and then you get to come out. That's what gets you what you want, but not the whiny, pushy, staring behavior. You can't give in to that because it will work for them if you decide to give them anything they want. And what do they want? Your attention or to be outside. So you can't give in to that needy, crazy behavior. So you're coming in, again, your dog's in the crate, you tell them to sit, tell them to stay. I don't care how many times you got to go over there to do it. Make him sit, make him stay. Make him lay down if you've got that skill. Laying down is a little bit better because it's a little bit more calmer, be a little bit more calm. But go ahead and tell that dog what to do. Sit down, and then you walk away. Again, you don't give treats in that crate because those treat training dogs get really excited right away. So when we're teaching calmness in the crate, keep your praise to a minimum. You know what I'm saying? All right. So the dog's quiet in the crate. Finally, then you're like, awesome. Let's go. Let's go let him out. Okay. Same thing happens that I just talked about earlier. You open that crate slightly. Don't let it open up all the way. Anticipate that your dog's going to burst out of the crate and then get him to be in a sit or a down or whatever you want. But you should be able to open that door and the dog not rush out. This is all tied to separation anxiety. I'm trying to tell you. You're really teaching the dog to be calm because you're teaching the dog, obviously, if you want what you want, if you want to get what you want, if you want to get out of that crate, be calm first. That's all I'm telling you. That's all I'm saying. Be calm first before you come out of that crate. I'm not going to let you out while you're excited, while you're nervous, while you're barking. That's not going to get you anywhere. I want to keep you in that crate just long enough to get the right mindset. All right. That's going to help. The last thing I would say, so it's basically 3 things that I'm talking about here for 30 minutes. But the last thing I'll say is that you're going to have to get your dog to be able to kennel up in its kennel on its own without any treats and just by your command. Whatever you're saying for in the kennel up. A lot of people up here say kennel up. I say in. And so whatever you say, you want that dog eventually to be off leash, and you have the ability to, let's say he's outside, you open that door and he's came in, you walk right over to the crate and you say, Bailey, come. And when he gets close, you say in. If you can get that sequence reliable, that will definitely help separation anxiety. Okay. You got to be able, or let's just say he doesn't have a crate. Then you say, on your bed. And the dog must do it. The place command is let's just say you're not dealing with a crate. The place command is also a great tool to use to combat separation anxiety and codependency. And so, why? Because you're kind of showing the dog that this is my territory, I'm in control, and this is a safe space right here. I need you to stay right here instead of allowing your dog to free roam and do what it wants. Those come with insecurities, anxieties all day long, especially to a dog you don't know. So there ain't no dang way I'm going to bring a dog into my home that I don't know and allow the dog to just free roam. Hell, the dog might get resource aggressive, food aggressive. I don't know the dog. Dog doesn't know me. So I'm going to keep a leash on the dog so we can safely move around, and I can show you, and I can teach the dog some boundaries. All right. So your free roam, you've got a free roam dog. This dog has been with you for a while. This isn't a dog you've necessarily adopted. So you got no crate. That place command is awesome. I just posted up a really good video on Facebook and YouTube about 5 reasons why you need to teach your dog the place command. I don't care what kind of temperament it is. All right, there's many reasons why you should teach that place command. Every dog can benefit from it. Every dog. It is one of the most important skills your dog can learn, because territorial aggression or obsession is something I'd say 95% of dogs learn or struggle with. And so territorial aggression is obviously if your dog is biting, even if they're jumping and barking, that's all aggression. You know, if they bite, obviously it's another level of aggression. But your dog, let's just say obsessive. Let's say your dog is territorially obsessive territorially, which looks like anytime someone comes through your door, the dog has to go up to them and manipulate them by being very pushy, excited, grabs a ball every single time, or has to be pet, or has to be minded, or has to be paid attention to. That's territorial obsession. And I say territorial obsession because the dog wouldn't be that obsessive if it wasn't in his territory about doing the same thing. So it's obsessive about being territorial, just not aggressive. And then there's territorial aggression that, again, looks like jumping, barking, and biting. That dog doesn't necessarily want you there, and it puts itself on you to try and get you out. So that's sort of territorial aggression. But again, all these are still tied to separation anxiety. When I walk into my house, if my dogs are going to come up to me, I tell them to go lay down, mind your business. Remember that mind your business command that I talked about? I think I want you guys to really learn that. Um, you walk in the door, you tell your dog to go lay down. This does a lot for your dog mentally. Again, it teaches your dog to respect you, but it also, most importantly, teaches your dog that you're in control of the territory, so that your dog never goes down that road of being territorial aggressive. So, and also, it really, everyone talks about how to build the dog's confidence. You build the dog's confidence by allowing the dog to grow in its own skin. And in order to do that, it has to go away. It has to mind its own business. It should be able to go lay down when you say so, and you just want to enjoy your company. Get the dog. The dog does not have to be involved in every single interaction with your family or anything like that. Dog will eventually do it once it's 6 or 7 years old. But for my folks with young dogs, you can help them speed up that process. The first year of every single dog, especially puppies, you're going to probably want to strangle your dog because they are going to be very difficult. It's super. It's a very important thing that that they learned so much, and they've got so much energy and so much play drive and that. Um, so don't be discouraged, but don't also have too many expectations. All right. So getting back to separation anxiety, um, how you get there, I'm not going to necessarily get into the specifics of techniques about how to put your dog on plays or how to get your dog to sit in the crate. Those things, you can learn. You can learn. You can call me and I'll tell you, or work with me and I'll tell you, because sometimes that's temperamentally specific. But um, but yeah, bottom line, you got to get your dog to be comfortable in your territory, your house. So the best way to do that is to never give in to needy behavior. Teach the dog to go lay down in its bed. Teach the dog to sit or down in the crate. Teach the dog to not beg to come inside once it's outside. Very important too. Your dog should be independent, be able to smell the roses, smell the wind outside, separate from you. So make sure you're aware of that as well. They need to be able they don't you don't want a dog scratching on your door. You don't want a dog barking to come back inside. Okay. So those things are going to help with separation anxiety. Um, Gotta get the dog to listen to you in that crate. That's pretty much something that just keeps up as the most important. Gotta get that dog to listen to you while it's in the crate or without the crate. Listen to you in general. Hell, the better the dog listens to you, the less chance you have for separation anxiety. Doug says dogs are not our friends or part of our family. They are lower animals to be conditioned. They are incapable of love or learning like horses. They need to be conditioned. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I'd have to ask you some more specific questions like incapable of love. I don't know. I'd probably have to think about that. I don't know about that there, buddy. Or learning. I don't know what that means either. Learning, incapable of learning what? You know? Uh they need to be conditioned. Yeah, I don't know, man. Anywho, um I'm gonna end it here. This is going to be for the start of my podcast series. And I'm going to start titling these specific separation anxiety. And then we'll talk about other things. But I'm just going to talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to necessarily ask a bunch of questions, answer a bunch of questions unless I have some now. And Doug, if you want to specify what the heck you're talking about, because I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, incapable of love. I don't know, man. My fucking dog loves me, man. I mean, dog, the 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 dog chooses me over other people, other dogs, and the damn my dog loves dogs, obsessed with them. But um, dog chooses to be with me, man. Is that not love, or because it's got other people that can choose to be with too? You know what I mean? So, anywho, all right, guys, that's it, man. I'm out of here, man. You guys, I appreciate you listening. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Blind dog mapping would be a helpful topic. All right, B bomb, I appreciate that. Absolutely, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, that's cool. Add moderator, put user in time. Very cool. All right, guys, we'll see y'all next time. Peace.